Okay, depending where you live, as we've been talking about this week, Halloween will look very different this year, but one thing remains the same. Make sure that your night is safe.
Whether this means physically distanced trick-or-treating or celebrating at home, DIY expert Jen Tryon is here with ideas to get into the spirit. All right, Jen, you have a great way, I hear, to get the kids involved with Halloween decorations, and it's a very simple DIY project.
I love this project, and it really helps get rid of some confusion, because who knows what's going to be happening out there with all the excitement. Do we ring the doorbell? Do we not ring the doorbell? So what we've made here is a very Canadian little ghost fence. I love this idea. All you need is a bunch of fallen maple leaves, and we painted them white. Couldn't be easier. So, like I said, when I went to Walmart to pick out the Halloween candy and all the decor, I picked up some white paint too. We painted all of these leaves and then let them dry. And then with a black Sharpie, and the kids can help with this too, we just drew on some ghost faces. Doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, none of them are perfect. We just adhered it to a bit of twine. You can use string or yarn. We had some pegs, and we just draped these little ghost leaves right across the front of the lawn to kind of funnel the kids towards where we would want them to pick up the candy. And then we used an inflatable to kind of, decorated things up a little bit so people would know where to go. I also used the Silhouette Cameo Plus cutting machine to make this big Halloween sign, because it's all in an effort to show kids where to go when they get to your lawn, especially if you don't want them ringing the doorbell. We strung some lights along there, and the Halloween Candy This Way couldn't make it more clear where to go to get that candy.
All right, all looks great. Now let's get to that, the candy, because Halloween, we know it's all about the candy, Jen. And
all
you've got
about
some
the candy.
Physically distanced ways that we can safely deliver the candy?
Yes, a few ways, elaborate and not so elaborate. I'll start with the elaborate because it's the most fun. We did a ghost zip line. That's this little guy here. This is actually the upcycled candy box, you guys. We just painted him white, and this ghost actually zips down a little clothesline right to that inflatable, right to the kids. See him coming there?
I love it.
That's where they pick him up. Use tongs, of course. Put the candy inside that upcycled box and just shoot them right down the line. They loved this idea. And there you go. There's that candy box. Empty out the candy. Save that for later. I just painted it white with that same paint that I used for the leaves. Why not? We got it. Might as well use it. Painted up that box. And then just cut out a ghost face out of construction paper. I used for the little tails at the bottom an old pillowcase and just cut it up and just glued it to the bottom so that would sort of be flying in the wind when it comes zipping down the line. And honestly, this was a really inexpensive, great way to just have a little bit of fun during this, confusing Halloween this year. Yes, it's COVID, but the kids really do love this holiday. And so we really do want to be celebrating that.
Guys, we're going to look back at this year and just shake our heads.
No, I'm thinking actually this is genius that we need to keep all year long, every year, because all of a sudden, Dad needs a beer. Could you zip
How about
line
the
one
chute
down,
off
please?
the roof with the candy?
What am I, the LCBO? No, I'm not handing out beer down the zip line.
And you got a candy chute here?
Yeah, take this. If you don't want to do the whole elaborate setup, right off the roof with a wrapping paper roll, decorate it up, and they can play catch with their candy bags underneath you.
What is that? What did you make that out of?
This is a big wrapping paper roll taped together, so you can make it as long as you want. And then just sort of stand, if you can get up on your roof. We have a little balcony that makes it a little bit easier, or you can get up on your roof or stand on a ladder, and the kids just held their bags up. Shoot it right down to them. They'll love playing catch.
Easy peasy. Love it.
Oh, yeah. Will, before people get on the roof, maybe from the upstairs window.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. That's a great idea.
Okay.
Make sure you have a spotlight, though, or a sign or something to point kids in the right direction.
Okay, now what about the scavenger hunt?
So if you don't want to go outside at all, or you have really little ones and you're like, no, we're not going out this year, how about treating Halloween a bit like Easter? Hide the candies around the house. Or what about having them trick or treat indoors? In fact, everywhere you have a door, you could be hiding behind it. Let them knock on the door and, hey, trick or treat. We even dressed up in some masks and gave them a little scare when they knocked on the door. We had some fun with it. I mean, the kids were buying costumes, so we bought some costumes too. Hey, they're getting a bit older. We gave them a little bit of a fright. And just, you can trick or treat. You've got plenty of houses, I'm sure, or plenty of doors in your own home. Have them knock on it and give out some candy.
Genius. Great idea. Jennifer Tryon, Jen, great to see you as always. Thanks so much.